You're very welcome indeed to our very special live stream in association with Mayo.ie to mark a special milestone, the 20th anniversary of the twinning of Castlebar and Hochstadt in Bavaria, Germany. It's a great occasion and we're here live at Loughlana Holiday Village. Now, can I just a very warm and a special Céad Míle Fáilte to Mayor Gerard Brem and all his officials and the people of Hochstadt who are actually joining us in this live stream, because I know some of the officials were meant to be here but because of the COVID restrictions unable to do so. Also, we'll be joined later for our Zoom meeting with the German ambassador of the Federal Republic of Germany. She will be joining us for our Zoom meeting with officials here and officials from Hochstadt as well. So to get us underway this afternoon, we're going to have a number of speakers here. With the MC for the afternoon is Irla, and of course Irla is going to introduce our special guests here. Irla Moran, who is Head of Services here in Castlebar, and he's a number of dignitaries. We'll keep you in touch with what's happening throughout the afternoon as well, and as I said, we'll have some guests for you to talk to as well. So please just relax, enjoy the afternoon with us. So over to Irla Moran, and who's MC for the afternoon.
Welcome everybody to this celebration of 20 years of twinning between Castlebar and Hochstadt. Unfortunately, the German ambassador couldn't attend today because of the change of guidelines announced by the government yesterday. Now I'd ask Councillor Gavin to say a few words.
Thanks very much, Irla. Chief Executive of Mayo County Council, Peter Duggan. Director of Services with Mayo County Council, John Condon. Head of Castlebar Municipal District, Irla Moran. Fellow councillors, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'm delighted to be joined by my council colleagues here today. Councillor Donna Sheridan, Councillor Ger Deere, Councillor Cerdal Burke, Councillor Michael Kilcoyne, Councillor Al MacDonald and Councillor Martin McLaughlin. You are all very welcome here today to Castlebar, the county town of Mayo, and I would like to extend a Céad Míle Fáilte to our friends online in Hochstadt to celebrate 20 years of twinning of our towns. At this time of celebration, it is also important to remember people that are no longer with us. Castlebar Town Councillors Sean Burke, Brendan Heenan, Councillor Andrea Stark of Hochstadt, and Mary Brown, who worked in Castlebar Town Council, who have sadly passed away. I would also like to acknowledge the work of Nora Coyne and Marie Crowley, both retired town clerks who were actively involved in this twinning. And I'm delighted to see Joanne Welch here today from Castlebar Municipal District and playing a major role in all the work that goes on in the background for Castlebar Municipal District. The signing of the twinning took place on the 24th of September 2000 by Pat King and by Mayor Gerard Brem. Since the twinning was established, hundreds of people have visited back and forth. These exchanges have involved business, community, sports, education and cultural organisation in both towns. A particularly strong link has been established between the Mayo Fire Service and the Hochstadt Fire Service. Firefighters in both fire services have participated in joint training, which has facilitated the sharing of best practice between them. And I'm delighted to see here today one of our senior fire officers, and looking so well, John Nestor, and thanks John for having the flags flying, the German flag, the European flag and the tricolour flying high over the fire station headquarters in Castlebar. So you might pass that message on to your colleagues. A large number of personal friendships have been developed between people in both towns as a result of the twinning. These exchanges and friendships help to give people in both towns a greater understanding of what is happening in the European Union. This is particularly important when one considers that both Ireland and Germany remain strongly committed to the European Union and its goals. These goals have helped to enhance the living standards and provide safety and security in both countries. This event here today is particularly significant, as on this day 95 years ago, the first Taoiseach person to be elected Taoiseach, Charles J. Haughey, was born, not too far away from here. Following the collapse of the Berlin Wall, Ireland held the presidency of the European Union. Mr. Haughey played a major role in securing agreement from the European Union that a reunited Germany could fully participate in the European Union. Mr. Haughey's contribution was acknowledged by the then Chancellor Helmut Kohl. This celebration is being carried out in an innovative way to comply with the restrictions which apply in both Ireland and Germany as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. We would prefer to have large numbers of people, including our friends from Hochstadt, participating in these celebrations in person. This will happen, I can tell you, at a later date. However, today's celebrations are being carried online in order to enable people to participate to the greatest possible extent. It is significant that the tree we are planting here today and the tree being planted in Hochstadt are oak trees. These, as well as being the national trees of both Ireland and Germany, signifies the strength and endurance of the friendship between our towns. This friendship between our towns reflects the long-standing friendship between Ireland and Germany. I am confident, as Cathaoirleach of the Castlebar Municipal District, that we move forward. This twinning will continue to grow from strength to strength, and we very much hope that you will be able to visit us again in the future. Finally, as Cathaoirleach of the Castlebar area, a big thank you to Erla Morden, head of the Castlebar Municipal District, and all the council staff for having Lough Lanna Sports/Tourism Hub looking so well. Well done, Erla, and to all your staff. Thank you to David O'Malley, Donny Newcombe, Conor Smith, Mike Welch, Mark O'Malley, and all the staff at Lough Lanna Leisure Complex. Andy Morden and Catherine Sullivan, and all the staff from the movement. Castlebar Community Clean-up, who were involved for the last number of weeks in the clean-up of this area, I say well done. Martina Hughes and all our staff from Mayo.ie and members of the press. Well done, Martina and Christina Lynch. You're both doing a great job. The best wine, ladies and gentlemen and fellow councillors, is always kept till last. And that is the man standing out there, John Condon, Director of Services with Mayo County Council. The twinning between Castlebar and Hochstadt would not have happened without you, Don. And all I can say, we're very, very proud of your commitment and dedication to this, John. Well done indeed, John. And I think at this stage, you deserve a big round of applause. To the people of Castlebar and Hochstadt, keep it going. Araya le Cashlan a Warrig, August Hochstadt. Guramahugot.
Now I would ask Councillor Gavin to plant the tree. Thank you very much.
Organised and performed by Mr. Thomas Bello, who is the first secretary of the Irish ambassador in Germany. So as I said, a similar presentation and tree ceremony taking place in Hochstadt right now, as the Cathaoirleach here of Castlebar Municipal District is planting the oak tree here in the grounds of this wonderful tourist sports hub that we all love here in Castlebar, a gem in tourism and sports here in the town. We hope our viewers from across the world, and particularly in Hochstadt, are enjoying our live transmission here in association with, of course, Mayo.ie. We'll be talking to some of the people involved with this project who have been involved, as the Cathaoirleach mentioned there, for many, many years. And we're joined by a lot of officials here. See Peter Duggan, the interim CEO of Mayo County Council, a number of councillors here as well from different parties, here for this very, very special occasion to mark 20 years. That's a fantastic achievement, and I think sometimes people underestimate the importance of the town twinning process. Hugely important for two, and both towns have benefited over the last 20 years in various areas such as culture, tourism, sports, education. So let's hope the next 20 years will be as good as the last 20 years. So Cathaoirleach has actually planted the tree here, and I've no doubt the same has been done now in Hochstadt there with Tommy Bello, the first secretary of the Irish ambassador in Germany, and he'll be joined by the mayor, Gerard Braham, and officials from Hochstadt Council who will be there, and indeed our viewers. And you've got a lovely day here in Castlebar, so if you're thinking of coming here anytime in the near future, you've plenty to look forward to. As you can see, the flags are flying high here, the German flag here, the Irish flag, and of course the European flag. And great connections between Hochstadt, as I said, and Castlebar for over 20 years here, and indeed the wider German community, because a lot of German people come here on the holidays, and particularly to the west of Ireland, the wide Atlantic way, and we'd love to see them coming here to Mayo, and there's so much on offer here, and indeed in Castlebar. And over the last number of years, those visitors that have come here, and the many people, of course, the officials who were due to be here today couldn't come because of the COVID restrictions. And can I just mention that we are here, Mayo County Council, are also adhering to the restrictions here. So as you can see, there's no more than 15 or so people allowed at this event. Otherwise it would be packed, because the town of Castlebar are very proud of the twinning process we have here. Now, this is one of the great gems in Castlebar here, the new swimming pool complex, absolutely state-of-the-art, and it hosts many, many international competitions, but there again, because of the COVID restrictions, it is kind of limited use at the moment, but it's anybody that comes to town and makes use of this, it's absolutely a stunning facility. This is a sports and a tourism hub where we are in Lochlan, and we have the all-weather tennis sports club as well, which is a fantastic addition to the town. And Lochlan Haldivage, and Lochlan itself, where there's beautiful walks and kayaking and cycling paths all along. Now, John Condon is Director of Services of Mayo County Council. He's had a long association with the town twinning process with Hochstadt for many, many years. In another life, you, of course, you were here in the old town council in Castlebar. You must be feeling very proud today, 20 years on, John.
Well, I'm glad to see that it's still going, that there's still a lot of involvement in it in both towns, and it has gone from strength to strength over the years. And I mean, it started in 1997 when we were originally approached by Teresa Zabi, whose father came from Castlebar, and it took off from there, and it's one of the best things that Castlebar has ever got involved in.
And there's been tremendous cooperation and achievements as well over the last number of years, hasn't there? Like in the areas of tourism and culture, even education, that huge achievements in those areas on both sides.
Yes, there has been. To mention education, David College has been involved in numerous exchanges with the schools in Hochstadt, and this has been a great opportunity, particularly for teenagers, and sometimes who mightn't get this type of opportunity otherwise. And then, as regards the other strong link is, of course, the fire service, in that members of our fire service and members of the Hochstadt Fire Service regularly engage in joint training exercises, and they have both learned from each other, and all of that is good.
What's your greatest memory going back over the years now of the twinning of the two towns?
Well, a lot of it is the personal friendships that have been established. For example, the original delegation to Hochstadt in 1998 was led by the late councillor Sean Burke, and himself and Gerald Brem, the burgomaster in Hochstadt, established a long personal friendship which lasted for the rest of Sean's life, and that probably helped, certainly in the early stages, to put the twinning on a firm footing, because the commitment that they had helped to get others involved and to make sure that we got what was needed for it to work.
I suppose you're personally disappointed that some of the delegation couldn't be here for this very special day, the 20th anniversary, due to the COVID-19. Under the circumstances, I know we're going out live. Have you a message for them, John?
Well, we hope to see everybody here as soon as possible. This is a new way of doing this type of event. It's a way of complying with the rules that we have. It's also resilient in that the ambassador was due to be here planting the tree today, but because the rules were changed yesterday, she can't leave Dublin. However, she is going to appear in the online part of the event, and therefore we are sufficiently able to adapt for that and to make it work. And I hope that everybody stays safe, because we want to see them all here as soon as it's safe to do so.
Something to look forward to, John. Yeah. Okay. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you, Henry.
Here we are. That's John Condon, of course, the Director of Services at Mayo County Council. And of course now we have Michael Baines, who's very much involved in tourism here in Castlebar. And from the youth point of view, Michael, there's been tremendous achievements in that area with the youth.
Yeah, it has been absolutely fantastic. Back about 5 years ago we were involved in the youth project, and it was exactly as the Cathaoirleach said in his speech. It was to educate the people about the Europe and the one Europe, and we're all a part of Europe. And these people in Hochstadt came up with the idea to try and get this across to the youth, but they did it through music. And it was fascinating. There were 30 musicians, 10 from each country, from Ireland, Germany and Russia. And a lot of them didn't speak the same language, so it was difficult to communicate. But when they gave them the guitars, they all knew the words to Sweet Home Alabama and Freebird. And they realised at the end of the week, this was the goal of the project, that all the youth are the same. They want to play the guitars and they want to have friends and whatnot. And through that, it broke down stereotypes that we believed were there at the beginning. So at the beginning of the project, the youth were asked, what do you think of the Germans and what do you think of the Irish? And kept the list. And by the end of the week then, it succeeded in doing what it did. It realised that all these stereotypes that we had about the other nationalities were all just pure in our minds. They didn't exist. And it was fantastic. And as a result of that, the success of that, we were invited back a few more times then to do a similar type of project. And the last time we were out, we brought Tom Langan, you know, the famous piano player here in town, and Chris and Dave went out as well, and they played at their culture night out there. And in the summertime 2018 they had a big festival there called the Fireworks Festival, and they were asked to be one of the acts on that as well. So it started, those seeds started 5 years ago, and they've grown, and then we've got to have an understanding of each other. So while we mightn't speak the same language in that, we realised we just all want to be friends and we want to get on with each other. And it was excellent, a very, very good project. And this year, for the 20th anniversary, we had a plan plan for the Germans to come to Castlebar to do the same thing here, but COVID got in the way of that. But we're hoping that we'll be able to continue with it next year. So we're excited. And even today in Hochstadt, my daughter lives quite close by to Hochstadt, so she's gone down to Hochstadt today to represent the Castlebar people, and she has been involved in the project with us as well. So those bonds that started 5 years ago have grown into strong friendships now, and it goes to show the success of the project and as well. And I have to commend the council for keeping it up, because often with some of the town twinning projects you find that people, they move on or they lose interest after a while, but with the council, because there was always somebody there to push it and keep it going, it has survived the 20 years, and certainly in Visit Castlebar we're very, very proud to be a part of it.
And Michael, I suppose for young people here, do you think we take it for granted that the twinning process, that we underrate it somewhat as well, that people don't realise maybe at times just how important these links are and what it means for both towns?
I absolutely agree, Henry, because when we started the project, we had a kind of a contract that we had to sign with the people in Germany, that what would be expected of the participants in order to achieve the goals at the end of it. And when I met with the lads here first, they were saying, oh, that's a bit restrictive, and that we just agreed, if it's a part of it, we have to do it. But then by adhering to the rules and coming out with the goals, that every one of those lads that travelled on these projects to Hochstadt said it was one of the best holidays they ever had. And it just goes to prove that it achieved what it did, and that there could be a perception, oh God, we have to go and we have to abide by these rules. But once you take on the project and be a part of it, just immerse yourself in it, you do exactly as you said, you underrate it. But I'd be all for going again, and anybody that gets the opportunity to travel to Hochstadt, go.
Thanks for joining us, Michael. Thank you. There are Michael Baines there, Castlebar Tourism. Okay, we have another guest for you to meet while we're just waiting. There's going to be a Zoom meeting now of officials from here in Castlebar and also from Hochstadt there, and the German ambassador to Ireland, Mrs. Deek, will be joining us as well. So the Zoom meeting is just starting now, and we'll join you after the Zoom meeting.
As you know, many of you who have come here to Castlebar stayed in the holiday village here, just across from us. We had all this prepared today for Your Excellency, the Ambassador, Deek, that you were to walk from the holiday village across here to the leisure centre, where you were to plant a tree here for the celebrations. But we had Plan B in operation, and I'm delighted that the delegation now can join us online. I suppose to start really, and I said it in my speech outside, I suppose to people that were involved, the twinning was signed in September 2000 by Pat King and by you, Mayor Ger Brim. It has gone from strength to strength. The people that were involved that time, some of my colleagues who have passed away, Councillor Sean Burke and Councillor Brendan Heenahan, and Mary Brown, who was involved in the twinning, they have sadly passed away, and also Andreas Stark from Hochstadt. So we are delighted. It has been very, very successful, and I suppose the man that has done all the work behind the scenes and kept it going, and is disappointed, I suppose, in one way, that a German delegation isn't here today, led by you, Mayor Brim, that you're not here today. And John is a bit disappointed, but there will be another day for that, hopefully. But just to say that all the exchanges between the two towns has gone from strength to strength. The exchanges... I don't have much more to say. There's probably more people that want to come in talking, because I was told to cut my speech very, very short. So all I'll say is congratulations, Mayor Brim. Congratulations to you and the people of Hochstadt. Long may this continue. It's the most successful twinning to date. And long may it live into the future, and health and happiness and going forward, we're really looking forward to going back over to Hochstadt to visit you. And I now hand you over to Erla Morden, MC. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Councillor Gavin. Now, if I could ask Ambassador Potzel, the German ambassador to Ireland, to say a few words, please.
So first of all, a very warm welcome to everyone, and I am really honestly heartbroken that I cannot be with you today. I was so much looking forward to coming back to Castlebar. I have such fond memories of lovely evenings and celebrations with also the friends from Hochstadt in Castlebar, and also I visited a school there which was fabulous, and I also went to see the IT. So it was really wonderful to be there and to meet people, and also John, when he showed me the tourism office and the cultural space there, that was very, very impressive. And so I really would have loved to come back now. Yesterday the new regulations hit in, and we are actually not supposed to leave Dublin County. So I'm really, really sorry about that. But I'm glad to see all of you online, at least. And I would really like to wholeheartedly congratulate Hochstadt and Castlebar on this wonderful partnership. It's great really for me to see this friendship and the trust between the communities in the two countries confirmed by this lovely ceremony once again. Yours is really one of the proudest examples of town partnerships between Germany and Ireland that we have at the moment. And I know you heard me say that before, but twinnings can really help to improve every aspect of community life. I attach a lot of importance to them. I think it's a wonderful bridge builder between communities and between people. They connect people and organizations that would not meet otherwise. Educational exchange is part of it, administrative cooperation, sharing cultural traditions, such as music and sport, obviously. There are so many ways in which your town partnership also contributes to the communities in both countries. So, and one of the great examples in your case is, of course, the fantastic cooperation between the fire departments. I was very impressed to hear that 4 firefighters from Hochstadt received training and passed the emergency service driver standard test in Mayo, so that was great. And I also would like to again congratulate Chief Fire Officer Seamus Murphy on being honored by the Mayor of Hochstadt last November for his great service as part of this partnership. And, you know, I particularly am so fond of those town twinnings because I feel that it is important to bring bilateral and European connections out of conference rooms and big capitals, but straight into villages and towns and cities. And that's why it's so important to foster these relations. And that's why also the idea of more town twinnings is part of the joint action plan that our two governments signed in 2018. So a wonderful example there. It is very unfortunate that you have to celebrate this 20 years celebration in the midst of a pandemic. Otherwise, I'm sure it would have been a lovely get-together with lots of music and the pint here and there. But I would, as that is not possible, I would nevertheless commend the organizers of this meeting and of this celebration, which is very different, for the effort that they have put in, that you have put in order to ensure that this is possible today. So thank you so much for that. And as you know, I was supposed to plant a tree, but I saw that this was going ahead. So I keep my fingers crossed that the tree will grow and will block. Well, do they blossom? No, they don't. But that it will be a successful project that you have there. And actually, you know that the oak is in particular a significant symbol in Ireland and in Germany as well. Think of places like Derry or common first names such as Dara. Their namesake is the Irish word for oak. And most people in Germany, for instance, carry around a few images of oak twigs every day on the back of the three of our euro coins, for example. So let me finish by saying how much I appreciate your work and that I really, really, really would love to come back and celebrate with you once this is possible. 20 years of cooperation would not have been possible without your commitment and interest in this project. Over the years, many people have been involved, and I would like to wholeheartedly thank each and every one of them. I keep saying, you know, these kinds of twinnings, they only survive if you have committed people on board who really want to make this thing work. And you've had such people around you. So a very, very warm thank you to all of you once again for your efforts. And my best greetings also to the friends in Germany. And if you allow me, a particular thank you to Johanna and Bernhard Blum in Hochstadt, who are really on that side, the pillars of this partnership and this friendship. So very warm greetings from Dublin to you as well. So finally, keep up the good work. I'd be very happy to see many, many more fruitful years of this cooperation. And as I said, really looking forward to being with you again in Castlebar. So let's keep fingers crossed that the situation will get better. And then I'm very happy to come and see the little tree and see all of you. So thank you so much for having me, and have an enjoyable day. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. I think Teresa Zabi is online now. Perhaps you'd like to say a few words as one of the founders of the twinning between our two towns.
Well, that's very nice of you to ask me. I'll just turn this here. I'm going to move right over here a moment. Oh, I see John, my friend, and I see Blackie. I just got in now. It took me that long to get in. Well, hi everybody. This was a difficult birth, but my neighbor helped me get in. I'm happy to be here. With the twinning. With the twinning and sit here. We lost them. That's okay. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, there you are again. Excuse me.
We can hear you again, Teresa. Keep going.
Oh, I'll keep going. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, you know, we all began this in 2000, and I'm amazed that I'm still around 20 years later. And Helmut is here too with me. And this is Anthony, a grandchild.
Hello.
And he's from hi. And we are I'm so happy that you all could keep everything going. It all started with Pat King and Mayor Brame, and we even had the AU Vice President here, Ingo Friedrich, at the very beginning. And now we're lucky to have the ambassador from Germany there in Ireland, in Castlebar. And I'm here with Anthony babysitting. And I'm just happy that the town was kept going, the twinning with all the people, that Dagmar and John Condon, who so cautiously but positively kept our twinning going. It's a feather in the cap of all of them, and it's not just the dignitaries that were doing this, but the real people. Now I'm calming down. And the fire brigade and Seamus and Dieter Huttner, and the schools with Mary Carey and you can see I have somebody. Oh, I talked too long. Well, I better stop. Again, I'm happy to be here and a little confused because of this getting in. And the delight that we are all together. And thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Hello, Hochstadt. That bit works anyway. Could we have Mayor Brem, please?
Hallo, Castlebar. I speak not so good English.
Yes.
Ich sage es auf Deutsch. Wir haben hier perfekte Translation-Personen. Ich darf Sie recht herzlich begrüßen, auch im Namen des Bürgermeisters Gerald Briem. Der kann im Moment nicht hier sein, der ist bei einer wichtigen Veranstaltung Da geht es um Arbeitsplätze, über 400 in Höchstadt an der Aisch bei der Firma Scheffler.
Castlebar, alles English. Yes, ich sage es auf Deutsch, wir haben hier perfekte Translation. Ich darf Sie recht herzlich begrüßen, auch im Namen des Bürgermeisters Gerhard Briem. Er kann im Moment nicht hier sein, es war eine wichtige Veranstaltung. Arbeitsplätze über 400.
Linda Schulz is here, the second mayor, and because Gerhard Brehm has to take care of some things at Scheffler.
Okay.
Very important because it's jobs involved, but we're all here and very happy to see you.
Thank you. And thank you, Deputy Mayor Rogner. Thank you. First Secretary of the Irish Embassy, Thomas Bellew, to say a few words, please.
And I want to recognise the achievement of 20 years of twinning between Castlebar and Hochstadt. It occurred to me when I was driving down today that, of course, Castlebar being the Castle of Barry, or the High Castle, fits very well with Hochstadt being the High City, as I understand it. So it would seem that the twinning has been very fortuitous and very appropriate. And I would say that in my job as working as a diplomat, we try to build bridges between peoples, but it's peoples such as yourselves in Castlebar and here in Hochstadt who meet, who enjoy time with each other, who really do the work of building the bridges and cultural understanding and growing communities across the distances. Again, I congratulate you here in Hochstadt and in Castlebar for the work that has been done over the last 20 years, and long may it continue. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Thomas. I now ask maybe John Condon to say a few words.
Thank you. I hope you can all hear me. I think, as our Cathaoirleach said, we would prefer to be celebrating this where you are all here in person. It won't happen this year, but the sooner it happens, the better. And we look forward to meeting you all here.
Ja, dann darf ich alle herzlich willkommen heißen. Natürlich freut es uns sehr, dass der Herr Bellew, der Botschaftssekretär von der Botschaft, der irischen Botschaft in Berlin, zu uns gekommen ist. Es ist uns eine große Ehre und Freude. Berlin ist nicht neben Höchstadt, sondern ist doch ein langer Weg. Und da sieht man, dass solche Partnerschaften, die wir mit Castlebar pflegen, natürlich auch in der Botschaft sehr positiv aufgenommen werden. Herzlichen Dank. Das kommen natürlich auch Ihnen, dass ihr beide den Weg nach Höchstadt gekommen habt. Und ich darf mich gleich als erster Bürgermeister der Stadt entschuldigen, weil ich bei der Videokonferenz leider nicht anwesend sein konnte. Aber ich denke, wir haben eine große Firma in Höchstadt mit 1500 Arbeitsplätzen und da sind sehr viele gefährdet. Und da war jetzt eine große Betriebsversammlung und da darf natürlich der Bürgermeister nicht fehlen. Aber herzlich willkommen.
Vielen Dank.
Ein Applaus, denke ich.
Oh, Dankeschön.
Ich darf natürlich auch Dank sagen der Johanna Blum, stellvertretend für alle, die das so mit organisiert haben. Auch keine Selbstverständlichkeit und ich denke, es hat trotz pragmatischer Lösungen alles gut geklappt und so soll es ja auch sein. Ich darf natürlich der Freude Ausdruck verleihen, dass wir immer, und das ist bei uns in der ländlichen Region, Gott sei Dank, und insbesondere immer so ein ganz enges Einvernehmen immer mit den Kirchen. Ich darf begrüßen Herrn Pfarrer Hemmer von der katholischen Kirche, Herrn Pfarrer Schäfer von der evangelischen Kirche. Wir sind alle in einem Boot und ich glaube, beide waren schon in Castlebar. Ja, insofern beide mehrfach in Castlebar. Die Beziehung läuft hervorragend. Ich darf mich natürlich bedanken bei der Frau Fischer, bei der Danja, die schulisch natürlich sehr viel Energie und Herzblut eingebracht hat, Realschule, Partnerschaften. Ist natürlich immer nicht so einfach, aber es waren schon wunderbare Erlebnisse. Viele Schüler haben viel mitgenommen. Da war ja auch die, wo sie einmal festgesteckt sind, hat alles hervorragend geklappt. Und die Partnerschaft zwischen Deutschland und Irland, aber auch insbesondere zwischen Höchstadt und Castlebar ist eine sehr innige, herzliche und wir haben fränkische und wir sind auch fast Kelten, eine sehr wunderbare Freundschaft. Ich darf vielleicht auch erwähnen, ich habe vorhin beiläufig gesagt, dass ich natürlich jetzt 25 Jahre jetzt wiedergewählt für die 5. Periode, 30 Jahre Bürgermeister. Das ist in Castlebar nicht so gewesen. Da hat jeder Bürgermeister jedes Jahr gewechselt.
Ja.
In Höchstadt ist immer der gleiche. Ja, ich darf natürlich Dank sagen, dem zweiten Bürgermeister Günter Schulz, der hervorragend eine Vertretung jetzt übernommen hat. Es ist, denke ich, immer klappt hervorragend. Der Christian nehmen wir jetzt stellvertretend für den Verein, nachdem die Dagmar, die Schwester und der Vater, die Dagmar nicht da sein kann. Der Bernd Ehrlicher gehört sowieso vereinsmäßig zum Inventar dazu. Und wir haben auch in der Stadt Höchstadt seit Jahrzehnten eine Bewegung des Friedens, eine Friedensstadt wie der Biespark in Castlebar und haben auch den Mike Gibson, der da auch immer sehr, sehr stark mit involviert ist, haben wir vor Jahren auch eine Höchstadter Friedenserklärung, die wir gemeinsam mit den Kirchen entwickelt haben, auf den Weg gebracht. Und vielleicht das Bild, wir haben es einmal den Papst übergeben können, der es bekommen hat. Wir haben es übergeben den Dalai Lama, persönlich habe ich das machen können und vielen anderen Ministerpräsidenten und. Und wenn wir die Bilder zeigen, geben wir Ihnen heute, mache ich gerne, oder macht es der Mike, auch ein Exemplar mit, dass Sie an diesem Prozess dann beteiligt sind.
There are a number of Irish things in the house. So, Melville's Choir. I took them up to Bayreuth. We went to the Wagner Fest Opera House. There's a game translation. It's a one page document. And
Okay, dann übergeben wir jeden eins.
Nochmal. Mike. Thank you.
So, und dann darf ich natürlich nicht versäumen, weil das vergisst man oft, die Vereinsmitglieder, die natürlich mit dabei sind, aber auch zu bedanken. Zum einen, sonst könnten wir jetzt die Pflanzung nicht machen, das war in Kurzform, also wir haben keine große Vorbereitungszeit gehabt, versehen, der das in schnellster Form auch verwirklichen konnte, dass wir hier eine Stieleiche pflanzen dürfen. Und natürlich den Marco Schmidt, der das Ganze mit begleitet hat. Das ist bei uns kurzer Weg, das war nicht lang vorbereitet, sondern auf Zuruf und so soll es auch sein. Und den Herrn Rieley natürlich, ich habe vorhin schon eine Angst bekommen. Ich wollte nämlich mit dem Herrn Pfarrer ins Café, da war es zu, habe gesagt, da ist irgendwas schief gelaufen. Da ist er aber gleich gekommen und hat gesagt, alles vorbereitet, weil wir anschließend natürlich auch ins Café gehen für die Bewirtung. Ja, ein paar Worte noch zur Partnerschaft. Mittlerweile 20 Jahre Partnerschaft Castlebar Höchstadt. Und wie ist diese Partnerschaft entstanden? Vor über 20 Jahren, die ersten Anbahnungen waren ja weit über den 20 Jahren, dass wir Anfragen von Windmacher der Familie Zabi hatten, wir sollten mal eine Partnerschaft machen. Und da haben wir die Idee gehabt, die Familie Zabi ist aus Castlebar. Und haben gesagt, das bietet sich an. Und da haben wir angerufen. Mit meinem bescheidenen Englisch konnte ich nicht alles übersetzen. Und da hat gesagt, nee, braucht er eigentlich gar nicht kommen nach Irland. Wir haben, weil das wird so gut bezuschusst, wir haben 30 Anfragen, da seid ihr nur die 31. Das hat gar keinen Sinn. Und was haben wir gemacht? Wir Franken, weil wir die irische Mentalität auch pflegen und einen großen Durst haben. Wir haben gesagt, das interessiert uns alle nicht. Wir fliegen nach Castlebar. Und dann sind wir nach Castlebar geflogen und gesagt, wir sind jetzt da. Und dann haben wir 4 Tage gefeiert. Und dann haben die Freunde aus Castlebar gesagt, die 30 brauchen wir nicht mehr bearbeiten. Wir haben unsere Partnerschaft gefunden. Und seitdem ist es eine wunderbare Partnerschaft. Schulisch, Feuerwehr, darf man nicht vergessen, Schule, Feuerwehr, Gesangsvereine, Kirche und. Und so soll es auch sein. Und insbesondere natürlich für die Jugend, für die Zukunft unserer Gesellschaft soll es ein Signal setzen. Deswegen bin ich froh, dass in Castlebar jetzt ein Baum gepflanzt wird für die Partnerschaft. Und das wollen wir jetzt auch machen. Und ich würde Sie jetzt bitten, mit mir zusammen und den Verein dann, den Macher, jetzt für die nächsten 30 Jahre eine Eiche, eine Stieleiche zu pflanzen, um unsere Partnerschaft mit Castlebar, aber auch die deutsch-irische Freundschaft zu manifestieren. Und in 30 Jahren möchte ich dann wiederkommen und die 50 Jahre feiern. Bitte schön.
Also, fangen wir mal langsam an. Langsam, Moment. Wir machen das so, ich steche erst mal da die Ringwechsel auf. Dann machen wir im Wechsel, dann haben wir von dem Boden und von dem Boden immer was rein, dann ist so wegen Spaß ein wenig mischen. Und der Markus, der kann dann, also wir machen das bloß mal halber voll, dann haben wir es anmessen und dann setzen wir die Pfähle. Und dann können wir doch erfüllen, ja?
Also den ersten macht er natürlich. Ja? Den ersten Wochen müssen Sie machen. Dann 10 geben Sie die.
Ihr seid doch 4, oder? Ja. Ach so. Ja, dann habe ich den 5 rein.
Jawohl, 5 rein.
Ja. Ja, ja.
Erzählen Sie, sagen, wann der erste Woche
Ja, ja, genau.
Value.
Ist egal, ich verstehe. Dein Wasserschlauch schon mal wegen Wasser weiter reinmachen. So, sagen wir mal schön langsam.
Also der erste, gemischt. Der erste ist jetzt.
Von dem ein bisschen was rein, ja.
Also, jetzt ist der erste Spatenstich für eine lange Partnerschaft und ein gutes Miteinander.
Genau, wegen was reinschmeißen.
Okay.
Immer wegen vermischen. Ne?
1, 2 und 3.
Ups. Okay.
Jawohl.
Okay. Let's go.
Let's go.
Schneller Propeller. Immer schön im Wechsel, hä? Da irgendwas hinschmeißen. Genau, jawohl. Langsam.
Langsam.
Nicht so schnell.
Wasser rein, auch.
Wir machen es aber halber voll und machen dann alles drauf. Gut, dann mal da hinten irgendwas schmeißen.
Ah, das ist jetzt
Ja? Sieht doch gut aus, oder?
Der Rücken kann auch entzücken.
Ja, ich meine, vielleicht nicht auf die Titelseite.
Was schenken wir auch nochmal zum Geburtstag? Ja, ja.
Dig in, Thomas. Dig in. I want to see some sweat.
Everybody Dank, denke ich, das hält für die Ewigkeit, die deutsche Eiche, für die irische Freundschaft.
Geschenke.
Ja, komm jetzt. Ich darf jetzt, bevor wir natürlich auch Gastgeschenke übergeben, noch 3, 4 Grußworte erbitten. Einmal für ihn, für den Verein. Ja. Grußworte.
I just arrived about 5 minutes ago. I'm one of the members of the leadership committee of the Friends of Castlebar, and I welcome not only you all, I welcome myself to this lovely occasion. And looks like you've done a super job. Yeah. So thank you very much. Back to you.
Thank you for your speaking words. And the next, Tanja.
Okay. Deutsch oder Englisch?
Alles beide.
Ich übersetze mich selber. Also ich freue mich natürlich auch, dass seit 20 Jahren diese Verbindung da ist. Seit 2009 habe ich den Austausch übernommen, der Realschule Hochstadt und David College. 2003 hatte Uli Langer begonnen. Auch letztes Jahr zum Beispiel, wo nichts ging, wo wir alles versucht haben, was auf die Beine zu stellen, haben zumindest die Kinder gesagt, wir wollen hier Brieffreundschaft haben sich Süßigkeiten geschickt. Wir haben dann Videos bekommen, wie deutsche Süßigkeiten in Irland ankommen und irische Süßigkeiten in Deutschland. Haben wir auch geschickt. Und es war, sie haben sich natürlich nicht einfach per Brieffreundschaft wie die Lehrerin gedacht oder per E-Mail. Nein, da ging schon WhatsApp und Insta und sonstiges los. Und sie haben sich sehr gut verstanden und wollen jetzt auch weitermachen. Und das Wichtigste bei der Schließung war, haben die irischen Kinder in Castlebar unsere Süßigkeiten bekommen. Nicht, wie geht es jetzt weiter mit dem Englischunterricht? Nein, haben die unsere Süßigkeiten bekommen. Auch erste Frage, als wir wieder da waren im September. Das zeigt einfach, wie wichtig das auch für die Kids ist. Und ich freue mich, wenn es einfach noch 20 Jahre so weiterläuft und dann gehe ich in Pension.
Vielen Dank. Herzlichen Dank auch für das Engagement. Das ist auch nicht selbstverständlich, weil nicht immer jeder schreit hier, sondern weil es immer ein Haufen Arbeit auch ist. Aber bei dir ist das Herzblut mit dabei, also insofern hervorragend. Und das Ganze abzurunden, Herr Pfarrer, kennen wir?
Ja, ich habe mich jetzt nur daran erinnert, als die Partnerschaft sich angebahnt hat, gab es ja ganz massiven politischen Widerstand. Zunächst einmal, weil man gedacht hat, das sei viel zu weit weg von Höchstadt und es wäre nichts für Höchstadt und so weiter. Und der Bürgermeister hat mich damals gefragt, was ich davon halte. Und dann habe ich gesagt, ich kann nur dafür sein, weil mein Namenspatron St. Kilian ist ja ein Paradeirre sozusagen, der dann nach Franken gekommen ist, um diese Region hier zu missionieren und zu christianisieren. Und wir waren dann natürlich auch dort gewesen und ich habe gespürt, dass also genau diese Tradition auch noch wach ist im irischen Volk und wir konnten dann immer ein bisschen etwas beantworten, wenn die Gäste da waren. Ich denke an den unvergesslichen Father Paddy Karen, der zur 1000-Jahr-Feier auch hier war, mein Kollege in Castlebar. Und ebenso natürlich auch an die Besuche, was für mich immer wichtig war, der Shrine of Knock, ein religiöses Zentrum dort, wo man spürt, dass die Menschen aus dieser Region auch dorthin pilgern, um Kraft zu holen, genauso wie auf den St. Patricksberg hinauf. Einmal musste ich gehen, es ist unvergesslich, vor allem bis wir wieder herunten waren. Seitdem habe ich Knieprobleme, aber ansonsten war das alles wunderbar. Von daher freut es mich, dass das so lange aufrecht erhalten werden konnte und ich denke, dass der heutige Tag einfach auch ein Meilenstein ist als Impuls für die Zukunft und ich wünsche der Partnerschaft weiterhin alles Gute und Gottes Segen natürlich.
Vielen Dank. Auch in Corona-Zeiten lebt die Partnerschaft, so soll es sein. Schäfers.
Ich finde es ein schönes Symbol, nach 20 Jahren eine Eiche zu pflanzen, weil es einfach auch zeigt, ein Baum, der muss gepflegt werden. Und dass eine Partnerschaft nach 20 Jahren einfach auch noch weiterhin gepflegt werden muss, dass man manchmal gießen muss, dass man manchmal sich darum kümmern muss, ist ein schönes Zeichen für eine Partnerschaft, dass man nicht sagt, ach, jetzt kennen wir uns schon so lange, das läuft schon irgendwie. So wünsche ich einfach, dass mit diesem Baum einfach auch die Aufforderung verbunden ist, diese Partnerschaft weiter zu pflegen in einem Europa, das im Moment droht auseinanderzufliegen Und dass wir einfach mit diesen Partnerschaften und sagen, die Politiker können machen, was sie wollen. Wir pflegen diese Partnerschaft und dieser Baum soll uns immer wieder daran erinnern. Und es ist dann ein schöner Treffpunkt auch für den Verein, immer mal nachzuschauen, was macht der Baum, was macht unsere Freundschaft auch mit Irland. Und dann wird sicherlich die eine oder andere Impuls kommen, dass wir sagen, da dürfen wir mal ein wenig nacharbeiten, wäre gut und wichtig und wünsche, dass einfach dieser Baum und die Freundschaft so groß werde, dass hier mal alle im Schatten sitzen können. Dauert noch ein paar Jahre, aber der Bürgermeister hat sich ja zum 50-Jährigen schon angemeldet. Gottes Segen.
Ja, bevor ich jetzt die Gastgeschenke übergebe und dann einlade in das Café, von der Laufermühle, also um die Ecke herum, das ist alles vorbereitet. Herr Bellio, runden Sie das Ganze noch an.
Okay. This is the first time I've ever given a speech with a shovel in my hand, so I hope you might excuse me. But I feel as though I really am amongst friends here today. I am really delighted to be with you. I have felt nothing but warmth and friendship, and I think it is fitting that we have planted this tree here today, because I'm not sure if any of you know this, but the national tree of Ireland is actually an oak tree. So by planting an oak tree, which I know is the symbol of Germany and the national tree of Ireland, you're further cementing the bond between Hochstadt and Castlebar. And with that, people of Franconia and Germany, and the people of Mayo and Ireland. Sometimes with my job, I get to meet some wonderful people and I get to visit fabulous places, but I think I'll always remember here today because this is the first time I've ever planted a tree. And as one of my colleagues, a diplomatic colleague, said to me today, he said, you know, that is something you might be able to show your grandchildren in years to come. And that is what you're doing. You have been building links between Ireland and Germany, Castlebar and Hochstadt for the last 20 years, and you spoke about 30 years, but maybe it'll be 50 years, maybe it'll be 70 years, maybe it'll be more, and hopefully it will go on for a long time and the tree will still be standing. I hope that I should get to visit here again before I move on, as I do, to other locations, and that the pandemic restrictions will have been lifted, because I really get the impression that it is a lot of fun here, and we all like to have a little bit of fun. As you mentioned, when you went to Ireland and you had the fire tag, you decided, let's do the partnership. So I'm glad for that, and I am happy that it should continue for a longer period. I should also tell you that when I was studying at college, I actually used to travel over and back to Mayo quite regularly, because I had a friend who I have learned actually came here because she was one of the founders of the Mayo Male Voice Choir, who I understand actually sang here. Again, it's a small world, and that's the way it is in Ireland. And I'm glad that our worlds have collided and have combined as they are. And I hope that the roots that go down in this tree will continue to foster and engender just greater friendship between us. Because you know what? It's a win-win, as we say, it's a win-win. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for wonderful speaking and coming to Hochstadt. You have a wonderful English. I understand all.
Vielen Dank.
I don't understand all by other people. Thank you very much, and I have a present for you. Thank you very much.
Instead of beer.
I would give you
Instead of beer.
Instead of beer, thank you. We have something.
Christian.
We have some interesting.
It's from my home where we had the lunch today. It's a company with
And now we go to coffee drinking.
Cool.